Namaskrutyam naram jaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttamasloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki mugam karoti vachalam pangum lange digirim yatkrupatam vande shri gurun dinatarinam paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Avin Purna Shuddho Nitya Bhakto Avinatvam Nama Namini Savai Pumsa Paro Dharma Yatha Haitiki Yadokshajan Ayena alpayeshu sadme kalosmin yuge jana manda samanda matayo manda bhagyo upadrutaha. Welcome to Bagavatam session, Canto 11, Chapter 3, text number 18. Shri Prabhupada Vacha, Shri Prabhupada Vacha, Karmani Arbamananam, Dukkha Hatyai Sukaya Cha, Pashyet Paka Viparyasam, Mituni Charinam Nuranam. Shri Prabhupada Vacha, Shri Prabhupada said, Karmani, fruitive activities, Arbamananam, making endeavors in Dukkha Hatyai, for the elimination of distress, Sukayacha, and for gaining happiness, Pashyet, one should see Paka of the result, Viparyasam, contrary outcome, Mithuni Charinam, one who are coupled as men and women, Nuranam of such persons. Translation purport given by disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Prabhupada said, accepting the role of male and female, accepting the roles of male and female in human society, the conditioned souls unite in sexual relationships. Thus, they constantly make material endeavors to eliminate their unhappiness and unlimitedly increase their pressure. But one should see that they inevitably achieve exactly the opposite result. In other words, their happiness inevitably vanishes, and as they grow older, their material discomfort increases. Without the mercy of a pure devotee, it is exceedingly difficult to free oneself from the bodily concept of life, which is illusory base of sexual attraction. Text 19th. Nityartidena vitena durlabhenatma mrutyuna gruhapatyakta pasubhihi ka priti hitais chalai. Wealth is a perpetual source of distress. It is most difficult to acquire, and its virtual death for the soul. What satisfaction does one actually gain from his wealth? Similarly, how can one gain ultimate or permanent happiness from one's so-called home, children, relatives, and domestic animals, which are all maintained by one's hard-earned money? Text number 20. Evam lokam param vidyan naswaram karma nirmitam sa tulyatishaya tvamsham Yata mandala vartinam. One cannot find permanent happiness even on the heavenly planets, which one can attain in the next life. By ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices, even the material heaven, the living entity is disturbed by the rivalry with his equals and envy of those superior to him. And since one's residence is in heaven is finished with the exhaustion of pious fruitive activities, the denizens of heavens are afflicted by fear, anticipating the destruction of their heavenly life. Thus they resemble kings who, though enviously admired by ordinary citizens, are constantly harassed by enemy kings and who therefore never attains actual happiness. Hare Krishna. So it's very well narrated or very elaborately explained by the Prabhuda to King Nimi. So in this previously we saw that how the conditioned souls is struggling with distress in his material life, struggling hard, working hard, slogging like anything, slogging like animals, and having a goal to attain to the maximum materialist highest position materially. So the main attraction in this material world, if you see in the entire global, geographically, if you see, the human beings are, they're mainly focused on sexual relationship with man and woman, and acquiring the wealth unlimitedly, unless the pure devotees or the liberated souls. So here we have to understand the point, that once a man struggles hard, as soon as he grew up younger, he will try to get some job, and after getting job, he make all endeavors to promote himself or update himself in this modern society, so that he can compete with others or trying for a better job rather than the existing one. So he keeps on making endeavors to earn to the higher to the point of cliff, how much more he can earn, he will try to have that particular means and end. So the earning, or as in this 19th sloka it says, the wealth is the main object of human beings or the conditioned souls. That is the only goal, and that is the only determination, that in earning that wealth, he is so much determined, and he is so much consistency, and he will tries to safeguard or preserve whatever the reversals comes in his in targeting his budget, in targeting his goal. So that once he gets job, he will try to get more, and he will switch on to some other company, or he will switch on to some other business which fetches him more revenue comparing to the existing one, and he goes on earning more and more, and he buys some properties, and after that the immediate desire he will have is he will hanker to get married, and he will do a lot of sexual relationships. After the sexual relationships, he will beget the child, and child will also do the same thing. He will make children also to do the same thing. But it is not wrong to have children. It is good to have children, but the children should be cultivated or brought up in the spiritual atmosphere. That should be the point, that should be the goal of a grahastha. A grahastha should not be a grahameti. So grahameti is whole center of attraction is maituna, having sexual relationships only to gratify themselves, both opposite sex. But in grahastha's life, Krishna is centered and spirituality is centered, and also once the parents are centered in spiritual life, both on the children also get the same culture, that gets the same sense of motivation, and they will get motivated, and whatever the parents has followed the spiritual practice or sadhana, they will also continue to follow, and their children's. So it goes on. But in so otherwise, in another way, if parents are not, if their parents' attraction is not about Krishna's gratifying, the sense of Krishna, or the chief of senses is Rishikesha. As in Bhagavatam it is said in first canto, second chapter, that is it is said that dharma it is said Vishwaksena katasuna yad pato Vishwaksena katasuna dharmahino Vishwaksena katasuna nat pado yad rati shramayeva ye kevalam. First line I forgot, I'm not getting it. Dharmasthanusthita pumsha Vishwakshena katasuna yat pado yad rati dharma shramaheva kevalam. So whatever the activities you do, and whatever the work you do, and whatever offerings you do, if it doesn't attracts Vishwakshena, that is Supreme Personality of God, Vasudeva, then all your labor is waste. It's not going to help you. It's not going to be constructive. It's not going to be valuable. It's not at all. It's beyond all your goal, the main goal, which is called Svaipumsa Paro Dharma. Ahitiki apratihata. Yanatma suprasiddhata. So the main dharma what we have to do is Savaipumsa Parodharma. What is that Parodharma? Serving Vaishnavas, serving Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, understanding Bhagavatam, following Bhagavatam, applying Bhagavatam, and preach Bhagavatam to others, which ultimately says the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, which is the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga. So the whole attraction of this human life is focused on Maituna, the sexual relationship, and attaining the wealth as much as possible. And no matter how much he slogs, no matter how much he sheds his blood, gallons of blood to gain this. But it is recommended, it is advised in Shastras that one should not have this type of analogies, or one should not follow this type of methods. Rather, he should follow the pure devotion service recommended by scriptures like Srimad Bagavatam. So it happens only when he has the association. If one tries to get the association of pure devotees, then the pure devotees will advise you, will bodhayantaha parasparaha. He will instruct you the main aim of human life, and he will also guide you in different dimensions, like for reading Shastras, chanting the holy names of the Lord, serving Bhagavatacharyas, and rendering pure devotion service in temples, and to remain humble and always not to be harmful to other living entities. Rather, you can help others by making them Krishna consciousness or giving them pure devotion service and whatever you have achieved. So before giving pure devotion service, one should also tries to become a pure devotee of the Lord by serving the pure devotees. Because if once the pure devotees are served, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So if once the pure devotees are served and everyday Bhagavatam slokas are chanted and understood and analyzed, then all your abhadras in the heart will be cleansed. And Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke. So when the transcendental verses of Uttama Sloke Krishna is called Uttama Sloke. When the transcendental verses of Krishna is glorified, then whatever the unwantedness or abhadras you are having in the heart, like Kama, Krodha, Lobha, it will all get burnt, or it will get vanished from your heart, and your heart is cleansed and Divya Gnan Hruday Prakashito. You will get the transcendental knowledge in your heart will blossoms, and you will slowly you will slowly come out from all these anarthas, and you will be able to position yourself in the elevated point, so that you can always read Bhagavatam. You will have the mood and desire and inclination to read Bhagavatam every day by serving the devotees and by glorifying the transcendental verse of Krishna. So one may think that one may have the idea of that by attaining or by acquiring more wealth one can be peaceful, or by doing more sexual relationships we can have very good pleasure. But as Prahlad Maharaj says, all these material desires like acquiring wealth and Maithuna activities, the sexual relationship, the lusty desires will all be vanished when you become very older. You will not even have stamina or strength to do all these things, whether to acquire wealth or to have lusty relationships. And as time passes on, the time will also makes you null and void of your desires, and you cannot enjoy these activities in your older age of life. And ultimately all these material desires will not give you the permanent satisfaction. You must have in mind. You must have in your mind that it will not give you a permanent satisfaction, because the material desires are like it will make you dissatisfied, and you will not have any content further by having these repeated activities in your life, because the only eternal satisfaction, eternal pleasure, eternal contentment you will get only by serving Krishna, because Krishna is whole, is Ishvara, Parama Krishna, is everything. So by serving the whole, the part is also get satisfied, the part is also get pleasure, because he is Sarvabhutanam Riddeshu Tisthate. He is there in everybody's heart, residing as Paramatma. Once the Paramatma is satisfied or pleased, then all the living entities are satisfied, and you will also get satisfied spontaneously. So the wealth and this sexual desire is not the only is not the target at all, but beyond that, if at all, if you want to have, there is a regulated sex life and there is a regulated earning of income or wealth, as suggested by Srila Rupa Goswami, that if at all you want to have a relationship, you can have it, but it should be regulated, and it also should be dovetailed to the Krishna consciousness. As if if you get children's, you should give them Krishna consciousness, you should give them pure devotion service, make their life centered in Krishna's activities, make them engage in pure devotion service by giving them good association. So this happens when the parents are also seriously practicing this sadhana, or if he is a very good practitioner, then the children also will follow the same thing. Otherwise, they will become lechas, yavanas, and they will also become varna shankaras. They will become unwanted population to the society. That's what is happening in this modern society. As we see, there are more number of bad elements are prevailing, only because due to lack of spirituality, due to lack of pure devotion service, and there are so many facilities, there are so many spiritual institutions, but people are not aware of it. And some people, though they are aware of it, they are not taking up these responsibilities, they are not taking up this these strategies very seriously and sincerely in their life. Their intention and their thoughts are so different that by achieving a good position in the society or nation, and they will be well recognized. Like if some small kings will have so much wealth and opulence, and they are also glorified by their own citizens. But if one the equal kings or the superior kings comes and destroys themselves, or if they devour themselves or acquire the kingdom, then their glories and their whatever the credits they have, that will all get vanished. Similarly, we also in this modern society, if whatever the position we may be a very good opulent person in the society or in the city, and whatever we have, as the time goes on, it is called Kala Sharpa. It makes us everything empty. It empties all our credits, all our positions, all our properties, and whatever the recognitions, respects, regards, reverence, whatever we have in society, everything will get collapsed, and everything will get devastated once we leave this body. And that's all. Our chapter is over after. But after this, we accept the soul will get transmigrated into different body according to our remembrance at the last time of leaving this body. As Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajantante kalevaram tam tam veti konteya sadatad bhavayata. So whatever the kalevaram at the time of that, whatever we remember, that sort of a nature we will get. So until otherwise, we remember Krishna at the time of death. Until otherwise, we chant the holy names of the Lord at the time of death. Until otherwise, we constantly do Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Until otherwise, we constantly serve in temples in Krishna in temples by remaining humble state of mind. Then only we can go to the kingdom of God, and there we'll get the eternal happiness. And there is no distress at all. There is no three kleshas there, adhyatmic, adhidaivic, adhibodhic. No modes of material nature will influence us. Nothing can, if we say yes to Krishna and no to Maya, then nothing will even do any sparsha to our body or to our any soul, because Krishna is there. Like we have strong fencing in our land, in our property. Similarly, Krishna's bhakti, Krishna's pure devotion service, Krishna's devotees are all we can say it is all like fencing. So nothing can enter in into our consciousness. Like any Maya's instruments, any Maya's representatives, nobody can enter into our consciousness until otherwise we keep Krishna ourselves recognized in our consciousness, or keep Krishna in our center, or keep Krishna in all our activities of life. It's only a rat race in material world. So just by seeing others, by observing others, by following others, we may also think that we may get that position also in the best. So we waiting for the better day to come, the great day to come, but it will never happens unless otherwise you have your credentials of pietic activities. And if you have some sinful activities, you'll have to suffer for that. If you have pious activities, you have to enjoy for that. But even though if you get pietic activities, you can only go to at large. You can go to the higher planetary systems. There also there is a danger or threat from the equals or the other superior powers like demons. They also come and acquire. They try to fight with demigods. There also will not have permanent peace at all. And after that pietic activities are over, then again you have to come back to this Bulok. So there is it's better not to go to the higher planetary systems or to the lower planetary systems. Instead, we can try to make all our efforts and endeavors and intelligence, brilliance, and our determination and diligence and our talents we can show or demonstrate or practice or analyze by following the pure Krishna consciousness that has been introduced and already established in International Society of Krishna Consciousness called ISKCON. In all our centers, you can become a member, or you can become a good devotee there, and taking the association of pure devotees. So naturally, Krishna as a Chaitya Guru will help you if you have desire, a really desire to want to get a bona fide Guru. Krishna will really help you, but provided you should read scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bagavatam, and if you don't understand by reading that please take the association of pure devotees in our temples. There are large number of centers are opened by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So please take the advantage of those association, and even you can make your home temple in the remaining days, and once in a week you can go and take association in the temples. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gaur Premanand, Hare Hare.